Have you ever glanced in the mirror and thought, wow, when did my hair start changing so much? It sneaks up. One day, it's thick and lively, and then suddenly it's thinner, flatter, just different. But here's the deal. You don't need a drastic makeover. You need a fresh, smart style that fits who you are today. A great pixie cut can lift more than your hair. It can lift your spirit, too. Let's explore what works. Let's be honest. The idea of a pixie cut might feel scary at first. Maybe someone once told you short hair isn't flattering or too bold for a woman your age. But here's what I've learned. It's not about age. It's about energy. A pixie can be soft, feminine, and elegant if it's done right. And trust me, when it fits your face and lifestyle, it's a game changer. You don't need permission to feel beautiful. You already are. Let's talk about something no one really warns us about. How our hair starts to change as we get older. One day it's full and bouncy, and the next it feels flat, fragile, or just not you anymore. Perhaps your go-to style has suddenly become outdated. Maybe you feel invisible, like people stop seeing you the way they used to. You're not imagining things. These changes are real, and they can affect more than just your appearance. They touch how you feel inside. But here's the truth. You don't need to settle. You don't have to hide. With the right cut, you can feel fresh, expressive, and confident again. It starts with honoring who you are now, not who you were then. Let's start with a classic that never goes out of style. The soft, feathered pixie. Now I know the word pixie can bring to mind something super short and edgy, but the feathered version is different. It's soft, it's layered, and it adds movement in all the right places. Think light and airy, not harsh or choppy. This cut works wonders if your hair has started to thin out, or if your roots have lost their fullness. Instead of trying to fight your hair's natural changes, a feathered pixie works with them. This style adds volume without needing a ton of product. The layers are cut in a way that lifts the hair naturally, which means you can just run your fingers through it in the morning and still look polished. For women over 60, that's a game changer. You want something low maintenance but still elegant, right? The feathered pixie gives you that perfect mix. Take Judi Dench, for example. She's rocked this cut for years and always looks effortlessly put together. Her style says, I'm confident. I'm graceful. And I know exactly who I am. And isn't that what we all want our hair to say? The beauty of feathered layers is that they frame the face so gently. If you're looking to soften fine lines around the cheeks or jaw, these layers do just that. They don't hide your features, they highlight them with grace. And because the hair moves so fluidly, you never feel like your style is stiff or stuck in place. It has life. It has bounce. It reflects energy and warmth. Another great thing about this style is how customizable it is. You can keep the top longer if you like a little more height. You can taper the sides to hug your cheekbones. You can even add subtle bangs that sweep to the side and draw attention to your eyes. The point is, it's not a one-size-fits-all cut. A good stylist can shape it to your face, your hair texture, and your lifestyle. And let's not forget comfort. A feathered pixie feels light and breathable. Especially in warmer months, not having all that hair on your neck can feel incredibly freeing. But more than that, there's something deeply emotional about choosing a style that says, I'm not hiding anymore. It's powerful. It's liberating. It reminds you that age is not something to cover up. It's something to carry with pride. So here's what I want you to do. If this cut speaks to you, bring a photo of Judi Dench to your stylist. Talk about layering, about volume, about softness. Let them know you're looking for something that feels like you. Just the most radiant version of you. And then, walk out of that salon knowing you just chose for yourself by yourself to feel beautiful again. That's not just a haircut. That's a fresh start. Now let's talk about a style that's perfect if you're not quite ready to go all in on a short pixie. The long tapered pixie. This one is a real crowd pleaser because it gives you the best of both worlds. You keep some length in the front, which gives that familiar softness and movement around your face, while the back tapers gently down the neck for a clean, lifted look. It's elegant without being harsh. And it's especially great if you're transitioning from a bob or shoulder-length cut. The beauty of the long tapered pixie is in its flexibility. You can wear it tucked behind the ear for a sleek, polished feel, or let it fall naturally for a more relaxed, everyday style. It's one of those cuts that looks good with minimal effort. Whether you're heading out to lunch with friends or just doing errands, you'll always look put together. One of the most empowering things about this style is how it helps women feel in control again. So many of us feel like our hair changes without our permission. It gets thinner, more brittle, and sometimes just doesn't sit right. But this cut works with your texture, not against it. If you have straight hair, it gives shape and definition. If you have a bit of wave, it adds bounce and body in all the right places. And let's be honest, comfort matters too. A long tapered pixie is light, easy to wash, and dries quickly. It's perfect if you want to spend less time fussing with your hair and more time enjoying your day. Plus, it frames the face beautifully. With a bit of layering around the temples and crown, you can create lift and volume that opens up your whole expression. Take a moment and imagine this. You walk into your stylist's chair, feeling unsure. You explain that you want to change, but nothing too drastic. And when it's done, you run your hands through your hair, look in the mirror and smile. Because it's still you, just lighter, fresher, more confident. I've seen this happen over and over again. Women in their 60s and 70s who say, "I thought short hair was too masculine," or "I didn't think I could pull this off." And then suddenly they're glowing. Why? Because the long tapered pixie doesn't overpower your features. It enhances them. It lets your cheekbones, your eyes, and your smile take center stage. So if you've been holding on to a style that no longer serves you, this might be the gentle step forward you've been looking for. Bring a few photos to your stylist. Talk about the kind of length you feel comfortable with. Let them know you want softness in the front and clean tapering in the back. And when you leave that salon, don't just walk, glide. Because you're not just getting a haircut. You're stepping into a new chapter with grace and style. If you're ready to embrace something with a little more edge and personality, let me introduce you to the textured crop pixie. This isn't your typical shortcut. It's a modern twist that adds texture, volume, and just the right touch of boldness. You're not just cutting your hair. You're making a statement. And it says, "I've lived, I've learned, and I'm still evolving." The textured crop works great if your hair has natural wave or body, but it can also bring flat, fine hair to life. With the right layers and styling, you get movement and structure that feels effortless. You'll notice how it brings attention to your cheekbones and eyes while lifting the entire look of your face. It has that youthful energy without trying too hard. It's confident. It's current. What makes this pixie style stand out is its versatility. One day you can wear it tousled and playful. The next day you can smooth it down for something more sleek and polished. It adapts to your mood, and let's be real, who doesn't love a style that gives you options? That kind of flexibility feels empowering, especially if you've spent years feeling stuck with hair that no longer responds the way it used to. Think about women like Jamie Lee Curtis. She's rocked variations of this look for decades, and each version looks completely intentional. That's the secret. When a cut fits your spirit, it doesn't age you, it elevates you. It reminds people that confidence is the most attractive thing you can wear. And confidence, my friend, is timeless. Now here's something else to consider: maintenance. The textured crop is surprisingly easy to manage. Because of the built-in movement, you don't need to spend ages in front of a mirror styling it. A little product, a quick scrunch or finger comb, and you're out the door. And because it's layered in a way that grows out naturally, you don't need to rush back to the salon every few weeks. It's the kind of cut that looks good even as it evolves. But more than all of that, it's fun. Yes, fun. When was the last time your hair felt playful? This cut brings that feeling back. It reminds you that you're not here to blend into the background. You're here to shine, to laugh, to express yourself with joy and intention. So if you've been feeling like your current style is just meh, maybe it's time to shake things up. Bring photos. Talk to your stylist about layers, texture, and how to frame your features. Ask them to tailor the cut to you, not just your face shape, but your vibe, your lifestyle, your story. Because at the end of the day, your hair should reflect the strong, vibrant, beautiful woman you are. And the textured crop pixie? It's ready to do just that. Now, if you're someone who likes to stand out just a little, someone who enjoys a twist on the classic look, then the asymmetrical pixie might just be your next favorite haircut. This style is all about balance with attitude. One side is kept slightly longer, just enough to add intrigue and softness, while the other is tapered or shortened to bring definition. It's stylish, bold, but still wearable for everyday life. Here's the magic. This cut gives the illusion of angles and movement without needing much styling. The asymmetry naturally frames your face and draws attention to your features, especially your eyes and cheekbones. If you wear glasses, this cut works beautifully with frames. And if you wear earrings, even better. The shorter side really lets them shine. A lot of women over 60 feel like bold styles aren't for them anymore. But the truth is, bold doesn't mean loud. It means intentional. And an asymmetrical pixie is exactly that. It tells the world, I'm still growing. I'm still exploring who I am. That's not something you age out of. That's something you grow into. And let's talk comfort. Like the other pixie cuts we've mentioned, this one is lightweight, easy to maintain, and quick to style. You don't need to blow dry it into submission or spend hours figuring out how to part your hair. The shape does the work for you. With a little product in your fingers, you're ready to walk out the door looking like you planned it. Because you did. This style also works well for women who've been through some life changes. Maybe you've gone gray, maybe your hair texture has changed, or maybe you're just feeling the need to refresh your identity a bit. An asymmetrical pixie is a way to embrace change with grace. It's different but not too out there. It's expressive but still mature. And most importantly, it's yours. Let me tell you about Linda, a client I once met at a women's retreat. She was 71, retired, and had always worn her hair in a short bob. One day she told me, I'm ready for something that feels more like who I've become, not who I used to be. She brought in a picture of an asymmetrical pixie and never looked back. She said people suddenly started complimenting her not just on her hair, but on her energy. That's what the right style can do. It lifts your spirit. So if you've ever stood in front of the mirror and thought, I want something a little different, something that feels like me today, then bring this cut to your stylist. Talk about the length you want to keep, which side feels more comfortable longer, and how much taper you're ready for. Because this isn't just about fashion. It's about feeling seen again. Feeling like your outside finally reflects who you are inside. And the asymmetrical pixie? It's ready when you are. If you've ever looked in the mirror and wished for just a little more volume, a little more lift, then the tousled pixie with volume might be exactly what you need. It's playful. It's airy. And it brings this effortless energy that makes you feel 10 years lighter. This style is about embracing texture, letting go of perfection, and saying yes to movement and life. The key feature here is volume at the crown. By keeping the top layers slightly longer and adding in some feathered texturing, you can create natural lift that opens up your whole face. It's the kind of style that makes you look well-rested, even when you're not. And the tousled finish? That's the secret sauce. It makes everything feel relaxed, lived in, and totally you. This pixie variation works wonders for women with fine or thinning hair. You don't need a thick mane to pull this off. The cut is designed to give the illusion of fullness where you want it most, up top. And it's low maintenance too. No need for round brushes or complicated routines. A little mousse or volumizing spray, a finger tousle, and you're out the door. It's hair that works with your life, not against it. Let me share a story. There's a woman named Diane who walked into her salon feeling tired, not just physically, but emotionally. Her hair had been weighing her down, both literally and mentally. Her stylist suggested a tousled pixie with volume. At first, Diane hesitated. She'd never gone that short. But after one deep breath, she said, let's do it. And when she saw the result, her whole posture changed. She stood taller. She smiled bigger. She told me later, I didn't just get a haircut. I got a lift, in more ways than one. And that's the magic of this cut. It's not just about looking stylish. It's about feeling vibrant again. Feeling like you've got a little bounce in your step. It's about waking up, running your fingers through your hair and saying, yeah, I like her. She's still got it. This cut also plays well with natural grays or silvers. The texture catches the light beautifully and gives your hair that soft, luminous glow that looks effortlessly elegant. It doesn't hide who you are. It highlights it. It honors your journey and all the moments that brought you here. So if you're ready for something fresh, something that brings a little energy back into your day-to-day, talk to your stylist about the tousled pixie with volume. Ask for layers that lift. Ask for a texture that plays. And most importantly, ask for a style that celebrates you. Because this chapter of your life deserves hair that lifts you, literally and emotionally. And this cut? It's a joyful place to start. Let's talk about elegance that never goes out of style. The classic side-parted pixie. This haircut is simple, clean, and incredibly graceful. It has that timeless charm you see on silver screen legends and modern-day icons alike. If you want a cut that makes you feel polished and put together every single day, this might be the one. What makes the side-parted pixie so special is how it blends structure with softness. The side part naturally adds asymmetry that flatters your face without being dramatic. It gives just enough lift at the crown, just enough sweep across the forehead, and a clean neckline that makes everything feel refined. Whether you're wearing jeans or a dress, this cut elevates your whole presence. It's also one of the most universally flattering styles out there. No matter your face shape, round, square, oval, this cut can be tailored to suit you. And it's gentle on your features. For women over 60, it frames the eyes and jawline in a way that feels fresh and graceful, not severe. It's not trying to reinvent you. It's helping you step into your most elegant self. Maintenance-wise, the side-parted pixie is refreshingly low effort. Because it's cut to fall into place naturally, styling is often as simple as running a comb through your hair and smoothing down a bit of product. You can't tuck one side behind your ear for a softer feel, or let it drape naturally. Either way, it has a quiet sophistication that speaks louder than any trend. I remember a woman named June who came into the salon right after her retirement. She said, "I don't want to fuss anymore. I want to look elegant without trying so hard." Her stylist gave her a classic side-parted pixie with soft feathering at the sides. She walked out looking like she'd just stepped off a movie set. Not flashy, just beautifully poised. Later she told me, "For the first time in years, I look like the woman I feel like inside." That's the heart of it. This haircut doesn't shout. It whispers strength. It says, "I've arrived. And I don't need to prove anything." It's the kind of beauty that feels earned and honest. And if you're transitioning to gray or embracing your natural silver, this cut showcases it beautifully. The clean lines make every shade and highlight more defined. There's nothing to hide, only features to celebrate. So if you're looking for a haircut that fits every chapter of your life, that works with your schedule, and flatters your natural grace, consider the classic side-parted pixie. Bring in a reference photo, talk to your stylist about your texture and preferences, and let them help shape it just for you. Because some styles aren't just about trends, they're about truth. And this one? It's quiet, confident, and utterly timeless. Now, if you've ever found yourself torn between loving the ease of a pixie and the grace of a bob, let me introduce you to the perfect middle ground, the Pixie Bob Hybrid. This cut is a beautiful blend of structure and softness, giving you just enough length to frame your face while keeping that modern, fresh energy we love about pixies. The Pixie Bob Hybrid usually features slightly longer layers in the back and on the sides, often brushing the nape of your neck and softening the jawline. It's the kind of cut that moves with you, not against you. It can be sleek and smooth for those days you want something polished, or tousled and textured when you want a little more edge. That flexibility is what makes this style so appealing. For women over 60, this hybrid cut can be a game changer. It offers more styling variety than a short pixie, yet it's still easy to maintain. You can still do that casual behind-the-ear tuck or add a little flip to the ends with a round brush. And if you wear glasses, this cut beautifully balances them, never overwhelming your face. Take my friend Linda, for example. She had worn the same chin-length bob for years. It was safe, predictable, but she was craving something different, something that would bring a bit of life back into her look. Her stylist suggested a Pixie Bob Hybrid with long, face-framing pieces and soft layers. The moment it was done, you could see her light up. "I feel like I can breathe again," she told me. "It's like I just dropped 20 years of playing it safe." That's the power of this cut. It gives you options without being overwhelming. You can go with a side part for a softer effect or sweep everything back for something more striking. It works with straight, wavy, or lightly curly textures. And if you're transitioning to gray, the layering helps create movement and shine, turning your natural color into something dynamic and proud. The Pixie Bob Hybrid is also perfect if you've been growing out your hair and are not quite ready for a full pixie. It meets you where you are, offering that in-between confidence that says, "I'm still evolving." It's a cut that honors your experience while making room for what's next. So if you're standing at the edge of change, whether it's a new chapter, a new city, or just a new season, consider the Pixie Bob Hybrid. Bring in a reference photo, talk through the texture of your hair, and ask for softness, shape, and structure. Most of all, ask for a style that makes you feel both grounded and free, because sometimes the best transformations come from meeting in the middle. Let's wrap up this journey with a little fun. The messy pixie with fringe. Now, if the words messy and pixie make you raise an eyebrow, hear me out. This look is not about chaos. It's about freedom. It's about waking up in the morning, running your fingers through your hair and saying, "Yep, this is me, and I love it." The messy pixie with fringe is for the woman who's ready to let go of perfection and embrace personality. It's carefree but not careless. The layers are intentionally choppy, giving your hair that tousled, lived-in texture that just feels real. And the fringe, whether wispy or full, adds softness and movement right where you want it. You don't have to fight with your hair anymore. This cut works with it. What makes this style especially wonderful for women over 60 is how it brings energy and youthfulness without trying too hard. You know that effortless French girl vibe? This is the American version with a little attitude and a lot of heart. It gives your face openness while letting your features shine. And if you're dealing with thinning hair or a fine texture, the layered cut can actually make your hair look fuller and more dimensional. I once met a woman named Cheryl at a community art class. She was in her mid-60s and had just come back from a solo road trip up the California coast. Her hair? A messy pixie with side-swept fringe, full of texture and movement. "I used to think short hair meant boring," she told me, laughing. "Now I feel like my hair finally matches who I've become." That's what this cut does. It reflects your spirit. It's not about fitting into a mold or chasing a trend. It's about waking up, feeling light and easy, and seeing yourself as someone who is still evolving, still full of life. The fringe gives it a playful edge, framing your eyes and softening your whole expression. And the best part? There's no wrong way to wear it. You can tousle it up with a dab of product or let it fall naturally. It always looks intentional. If you're the kind of woman who likes to dance in the kitchen or laugh too loud at old sitcoms, this might be the haircut that finally feels like home. It's low maintenance but high personality. And it reminds you every time you catch your reflection that beauty doesn't fade. It just changes form. So if you've been playing it safe, maybe it's time to get a little messy. Bring a photo to your stylist, talk about texture, talk about length, and talk about freedom. And then let the scissors do the rest. Because sometimes the best look is the one that makes you feel completely, unapologetically like yourself. So here's the moment of truth, the one that tends to sneak up on you. You're standing in front of the mirror, maybe holding a picture of a hairstyle you've been thinking about for weeks. It's not just a haircut. It's a shift. It's that point where you decide to stop waiting for someday and start honoring who you are right now. Every one of these pixie styles we've talked about has one thing in common. They're not just about how you look, they're about how you feel. You might be stepping into retirement, starting a new career, or simply rediscovering your voice after decades of putting everyone else first. This is your moment to choose a look that reflects who you've become. That's not vanity. That's validation. You've earned every silver strand and every ounce of courage it takes to try something new. And when that cape comes off at the salon, what you'll see in the mirror might just surprise you, in the best way. So let's take a step back and look at what we've covered. These pixie cuts aren't just about trends or following the crowd. They're tools, beautiful personal tools, that can help you step into this chapter of your life with clarity and boldness. Every style we explored offers more than shape and structure. It offers freedom, confidence, and the chance to say, "This is who I am now." You don't need permission to feel radiant or strong. You just need a little nudge to remember that you already are. Whether you choose something classic, edgy, soft, or spirited, the key is that it makes you feel seen. Because your story deserves to be told. Not just in words, but in how you show up every day. If this video made you smile, gave you an idea, or just made you feel seen, hit that subscribe button and join our little community. Share it with a friend who's been thinking about chopping her hair but needs that final nudge. And drop a comment below. Which pixie style spoke to you most? Remember, every time you engage, you help more women find this message. Let's lift each other, one confident cut at a time.